I don't know anything about the Denver music scene or the metal scene. I've met bands that have, come here, but that's it. What is one thing that you would like to change about your local scene? Go.
Be careful here.
This video is brought to you by Try the World. We'll hear more about them later, but for now, let's get on to today's video. Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to the local and not so local music scene and the people that make it, including me and my guests. And my guests today are a band out of Denver that I saw perform live on day 2 of Apocalypse in the Desert, the heavy metal festival held at Backstage Bar and Billiards at Fremont Country Club. It was amazing, and their set, while it was short because there was like 27 bands that day, was a standout in my mind. And I did a review of it, and they were one of the ones that I really was happy to catch. That I was like, I can't believe that I'm here for this. This is amazing. They're a band out of Denver, like I said, that likes to unite melodic death metal and elements from the EDM scene to create passionate soundscapes. Their self-titled album is out now. Please welcome to the channel, SIGNS FOR TRANQUILITY. Hi, guys.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. Did I mess up any of that information? Did I get it all right?
Nope. Perfect.
Sweet. For those of you that don't know who they are, please, first of all, thanks for watching. Second of all, go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell them who you are and what you do in the band and who we're missing.
All right. Well, I'm Justin, drummer, and also produce all the samples for the band.
Hi, I'm Azra Anessa. I am the lead singer. I do the things with my voice.
I'm Steve, and I play bass. And we're missing Sean today. He plays the guitar for us.
Nice. And Azra, you're the new kid on the block, right? Yep. So walk me through. Now I know that before you, there was another female singer, and I was wondering what was the thought process when it came time to replace the singer? Did you have to go looking for Azra, or did you already know her?
We heard of her, and I think the story of that was you came and found us. Yeah. So she came and found us.
Mm-hmm.
Last show that we had with our previous vocalist, she came and found us, and we talked with her, and we said, hey, possibility this could be opening, so.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I think that first initial meeting it clicked.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
Definitely.
Yeah. So started giving you the material, go through the proper, the audition and everything. And here we are now.
Fun time.
Yeah.
Very cool. The reason I say that is that sometimes you see a band, particularly a heavy band, where there's a female singer or female, front person, where it's like that was a conscious choice. We want to get more gigs because we have the pretty face out front or something. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
I don't see that as much in the metal scene for many reasons. But I was just wondering, was that a choice with the first singer, or what was the original formation of the band like?
Well, the original formation of it was first of all, let me go back a little bit. This music actually started back in 2013 is actually when I started writing it. All the members right now, I'm the original member, and then everyone else has been, changed over. Yeah. So this is the newest lineup that we have for SIGNS FOR TRANQUILITY. And I've always pictured a female vocalist for the type of music that we play. And it just fits. It just fits with the grooves and everything. There was no doubt in my mind having a male vocalist. I always wanted a female vocalist out there.
Okay, so it was a conscious choice, and having heard your music, it totally fits. but again, I was wondering, like, was it written for a female singer, or was it written with the female singer, and it kind of evolved into, fitting a female singer? And so
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, totally written for a female vocalist. Yes.
Nice. Um, Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was your first time singing, like doing an actual live show with the band, right, Ezra?
It was my debut, which is kind of cool. So
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna come out, that come out swinging, right?
oh, how crazy! Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
very
And
blessed for the opportunity.
can I say, resplendent in red?
Thank you. Red or black? That's the only thing in my closet.
Well, I mean, you do understand, like, in a sea of metal fans and metal musicians, which are mostly wearing what color?
Black. That was my idea. I was like, I want to stand out. I'm already 6'5".
Oh my god! Yeah, like,
But,
and you wore heels.
a little extra touch.
Yes, it was really just like, oh, someone's not shy. Cool.
Yeah, nope.
So yes, really, really awesome. Okay, that's enough of that. Moving on. I wanted to talk briefly about number one. How long has the band been Signs of Tranquility?
So we started back in 2019 is when we started, and then had our debut show January 2020, and then COVID hit.
Yep.
So then we were already in the writing stage of writing the self-titled album. So it was kind of easy for us to do it remotely. Like, we all would be in front of our computers, we record our parts, and then send it all to me to put it together and mix it. And then, then I think about up till December 2020, my studio had to move location. I moved from a house to downtown Denver, and then we enlisted a professional studio to finish off the remainder pieces of the album.
Right on. And it's amazing that how technology has made that a thing. I remember about 10 years ago knowing someone whose band was literally removing the hard drive and taking it to someone else's house, and they were moving it around that way. And the final product was amazing. But even then, I was just like, this is the future. This is amazing. And now, we could probably write a song right now,
Yep.
and quality wise, it wouldn't be necessarily the best, but we would get a scratch track done.
Yep, that's exactly what we did. We used the collaboration tools and used Studio One. So we used that to collaborate and be like, okay, throw this in there. Okay, no, don't like it. Throw it out. Well, throw this piece in.
Nice. So I wanted to talk about briefly earliest musical influence. And when I'm talking that, I'm saying, what is that first time you remember thinking, I want to do that?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
that's a really good question.
No doubt.
Thank you very much. That's why I asked.
Steve, you're first.
Well, I'd say around middle school is when I really started diving into the metal with Metallica and Korn and Ozzy, all of that. I remember going to shows. I lived, grew up in Greeley, Colorado, and we have the Stampede once a year, and they always have pretty damn good bands. So I remember seeing, Styx and All American Rejects and a bunch of bands there. And then I just kind of expanded my metal knowledge and went to Denver a lot more and saw like Morbid Angel and, Cradle of Filth, and just seeking out the depths of metal pretty much. But yeah, it was going to those shows when I was so impressionable back then, in middle school, junior high school, that I just fell in love with the guitar and the bass, and soon got with other like-minded individuals and started bands and had a lot of failed attempts at bands and that never really went anywhere. But I always had that passion for music. And but yeah, that's my story for when I decided I wanted to do that.
Right on.
Yeah, I guess. So it's funny. I first started liking My Chemical Romance. Was my favorite band of all time.
Nothing wrong with MCR. Nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with it. I will defend them, okay? And I thought that they were the pinnacle of metal.
Okay, there's something wrong with that statement.
Absolutely. There's everything wrong with that because they're not even considered metal.
Everybody knows the pinnacle of metal is Tenacious D.
Well, absolutely. I can't disagree with that. And then I started realizing there was such thing as heavy metal. And there was symphonic metal and new metal and all these different genres. And so it sparked my interest hearing that there was harder stuff. And then I got into like Motley Crue, Metallica. I love my 80s heavy metal. And then I met these boys, completely different, like symphonic metal. And it's funny, at like a young age, I was always singing opera, like all around the house. But I loved like heavy metal, and I was like, God, I wish I could combine opera and heavy metal. That would just be so cool. And then I met these
concept.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay. E.T. found home. Yeah.
Nice. Mine started out actually very, very, very young. I'm one of those musicians where I was like a kid prodigy. Kid prodigy before YouTube.
Yeah.
So at the age of 2, I learned how to walk and then learned how to play drums. And I learned how to play drums from my uncle, and then actually started professionally at age 12 in the church, in the gospel church. So that's where I started mostly my music career. And I didn't pick up on metal till like age 15. I was like close to high school. And the first band I heard was Seven Dust, who's my favorite band. And yeah, so that's where pretty much my start of metal started. Was from there, and then it just went up from there and got to the realms of everything like symphonic metal, EDM stuff, and industrial. Like I'm originally from Michigan, and the area where I was at, industrial metal was actually quite large at that time.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's kind of where the EDM came into play with Signs of Tranquility. Yeah. I've always wanted to mix metal with EDM.
Love it.
Mission complete.
Yeah, I remember being in the audience and suddenly hearing, I was like, is that electronica? Am I hearing something? Am I hearing right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's a tip, by the way, especially for you people that go to lots of shows. The earplugs, wear them, because not only will they save your hearing when you get older, I'm 50, trust me on this one. I wish I'd worn them a lot younger. But I hear so much more now because all the atmospheric noise in a room that size just gets cut out. So I'm able to hear lyrics. I'm able to hear the hi-hat, the ride cymbal. I'm able to hear things like, the electronica and what the bass is actually doing. Even at a metal show, even at a death metal show where the singer is guttural as hell. It makes it so much nicer. But also, you really do at the end of the night, it's nice to not have my ears ringing when I go home.
Yes.
And that's my little 10-second, listen to an old man.
No, to add to that though,
Yeah.
I mean, we also wear protection. If we're waiting to go on stage or even at going to other concerts, I wear ear protection almost all the time.
Right.
Yeah, it helps.
Definitely.
No doubt.
And I'm not shy about it. I got the orange ones.
Nice.
That's just because I can't afford the real nice expensive ones that look hidden. But so before we go any further, we're actually going to hear a quick message from future Josh. So stay tuned.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Thanks, Josh from the past. As some of you know, I enjoy the occasional whiskey on this channel. Tasting and reviewing whiskeys makes me feel so gourmet. And that goes for trying out food from other countries too. Sometimes I wish I could take a tasting trip around the world. Fortunately, there's Try the World. Try the World is the first gourmet tour around the world, but with no plane ticket needed. Just go to trytheworld.com and subscribe to receive a gourmet box from a different country like France, Japan, or Brazil every month. Discover a dozen of the best gourmet and cultural finds in each box, accompanied by beautifully illustrated culture guides explaining how to enjoy the food. Their site offers gift boxes, the premium signature boxes, and the very affordable snack boxes. I'm all about the snack box because you get 5 different snacks from 5 different countries every month. Normally, snack box subscriptions are $19 a box, but you do get a discount for an annual commitment. That's a price even musicians can afford. Just for watching this video, and for being part of Room 6, and for a limited time, you can use my affiliate link down in the description to get $10 off your snack box order by entering the coupon code SNACKBOX10 at checkout. Plus, you'll be helping out the channel. Thanks to Try the World for being a sponsor, and let's get back to today's show. We're back, and thank you very much for suffering through that sponsor spot. But if it interested you, the best way you can help me, do what I do is to go ahead and use that link in the description if you're going to, use the service or product or whatever it was. I don't even know what it is, but I thank you in advance. Speaking of which, if you want to be on the channel, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up using my email address or the Room 6 social media link down in the description. That's also where you'll find all sorts of ways to support the channel, such as room6.shop, my online merch store, my Patreon, and also my own music, which is not at all like Signs of Tranquility. It's just acoustic-based love songs. Anyway, one other thing. Stick around because we are going to have a music video from them for their song called Vivid Emotion. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Cool. Little caveat, it does have the original singer in it, so, it won't be quite as good as when Azura sings it.
She's
I'm
awesome.
kidding. To the original singer, I'm just kidding.
Oh, original Moses, he's awesome.
It just occurred to me, you might see this.
Shout out, you're awesome. We love you.
Yes.
We love you, Kaylee. We love you, Kaylee.
Miss you.
So, all right, moving on. We've talked about earliest musical influence. I want to talk, and Azura, feel free to bow out of this or go with a different answer, so to speak. But I want to talk favorite show memory performing as Signs of Tranquility. Although for Azura, you can say just your favorite show memory performing. And this could be like a night where things went way off the rails, somebody got arrested, or you checked off a bunch of rock star checklist things, whatever it is. What's your favorite show memory?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Well, it was funny when we did our festival. We had a lot of technical issues, and so our already 20-minute set turned into like a 14-minute set.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And we didn't even get to play our best songs, and we just had so much fun on the stage. Like, if you've worked with musicians before, you have good luck. Good God. It's like a lot of people are dicks, let's be honest, and you just kind of have to put up with each other. But these guys, it's like,
You don't say.
so much shit was happening. And we all were just having such a blast. We loved each other, and so many people came up to us at the end. They're like, "You did so good," blah, blah, blah. And we're like, we didn't even get to our best song, and we had so many issues. So I think that was one of my favorites. That we all just pulled together to put a really good show on, even when everything was on fire.
Yeah.
So
Fair. That's fair. And honestly, that is a legitimate best show for you because you're like, my first one. Yeah.
And so far. Yeah.
Gentlemen?
What are you thinking?
For me, it was definitely, I believe it was here in Denver. We were playing a show, and it was just kind of similar. Like, it seemed like everything that could go wrong did go wrong. I have an active bass and a passive bass, and my active bass, unfortunately, I've never had a bass like this, but it has to, it can only be active. There's not an inactive version of it. Like, I can't switch off the 9-volt battery and just play it passively. Right. So, the battery that was in it died. So I was switching it out for a new battery. That one was put in. I put it in wrong. I thought it was dead too. And so I ended up having to switch to the other bass, which is actually down tuned for Vivid Emotion, and ended up having to transcribe it on the spot and play that. And then, you know, after that song was done, I quickly tuned that bass back up and just played out the rest. And then in the midst of all that, I was, you know, headbanging pretty hard, and my strap fell off. So I was like sitting there on stage, just like on the side of the stage with my knee up and just playing the bass like that.
Nice.
And what was cool is, you know, we have such a cool music community here in Denver. And, you know, people came up to me after the show and they're like, I would have just quit. I would have just stopped right there and left.
You're like, that was an option?
Yeah. They're like, nice work on that, because it just, you know, I made it work. So it was kind of a proud moment, but also like a holy crap moment of a show. So
Nice.
Yeah, let's see. Do I want to talk about it? So before your guys' time, we did a festival, our first festival, and we had one member that was close to 45 minutes late. Everything that could go wrong went wrong with him getting there, and yeah, but we still were able to play. And we did because there was some scheduling conflicts anyway with the festival, so we were able to still play our full set. But it was just ominous, weird afterwards. But you know, we got through it. You know, so that was probably the one crazy moment I had.
Yeah, honestly, putting on a festival or showcase, any sort of event like that, is just so freaking stressful sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I know the feeling. I'm actually, by the time this goes out, this will have been way in the past. But this Saturday, at time of recording, I'm actually having a Room 6 Rocks Spring Showcase at Hennessy's Tavern on Fremont Street Experience, where five acts that have been on the show that I performed right here. They're going to get to perform, you know, actually like a real show and live, and get to play to people that they wouldn't normally see, because I've had every kind of music in here, or have like a music video or a virtual interview or something. I've had it all, so you never know with my showcases. Is going to be like, okay, singer songwriter on acoustic, and then a rapper, and then a pop punk band, and then an outlaw country band, and then a metal band. You know, it could be one of those type of shows. With Hennessy's, I managed to keep it mostly acoustic, just because it's a restaurant. You know, nobody wants to be in there eating dinner and suddenly have, you know, metal blasting at them when they're a tourist. If you're there for that purpose, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So, and I often think, tangent. I often think I would like to go to a place such as Backstage Bar and Billiards and have the ability, have more tables, even if you're just standing there, but have more tables and places to, like, you know, put your drink and stuff like that, because I know they leave it like all standing room. They're hoping like a big crowd and everything, but honestly, just a few well-placed tables or booths or something, I feel like would make it more accessible to people who are like, I can't stand for hours, or I don't want to. You know, I want to have, you know, but then again, that only makes sense, I guess, if they're serving food, which they don't. So,
All right.
Tangent over. Okay. So, hang in there. We're getting close here. We've got a few more questions. So, I wanted to talk. Let's start a fight. Okay.
Okay.
Magic.
So, I don't know anything about the Denver music scene or the metal scene. I've met bands that have, you know, come here, but that's it. What is one thing that you would like to change about your local scene? Go.
Be careful here.
They're not gonna see this.
Just off the top of my head, I mean, there are definitely, you know, in it, you know, some bands worse than others, but there can be drama for sure. So that's one thing I'd like to change it.
No.
Right?
It's me. He's talking about me.
Hey. Front man, trust me.
We
Is
just
it me? Am I the drama? Yeah.
Mostly, I would think like, let's see. Well, right now, it's actually been pretty decent. Would you guys agree? Like as far as with like promoters is concerned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of bickering back and forth a while ago, but that's calmed down now. It's been pretty positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the most part.
Right on. Azura?
I don't know. I don't know. I think they kind of hit the nail on the nose there. That's not the phrase, but we're gonna go with it.
Or nose.
Nail on the nose. That's trademark.
Put that on a shirt. I like it.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, and before quarantine, I could have said the same thing about the local scene here. There's a lot of clickiness, a lot of that whole syndrome of, you know, we're here for this one band. We show up right before they play, and then we leave right after they're done. Or, you know, we're the band, and then as soon as we're done playing, we're out. And it's like all the time. You're not just we have this one time thing. As soon as quarantine was done, as soon as shows were a thing, it didn't matter what you played. If you were putting on live music, it was packed and everyone loved everything you did. It didn't matter. And that vibe is still kind of out there where people are just like, they appreciate what they lost. You know, they understand a little bit more of, this is amazing that we get this, and that, you know, we're here in Vegas and it's kind of a destination spot for a lot of bands or a lot of music in general. And that being said, people are still people. You know, dick's gonna dick.
Yep.
So, I wanted to ask, we kind of already answered this, but I wanted to ask you a usual interview question. I'm going to apologize in advance. How would you define your band's musical style? Elevator pitch, go!
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, every musician should have an elevator pitch.
The elevator pitch.
Have that 30-second thing with just how to, you know, entice me, intrigue me.
Yeah, it is changing, but it's so we put ourselves at like modern metal, modern to melodic metal, sprinkled with some EDM in there.
Yeah, basically what I said in the intro. Yeah,
pretty much. And that's and then so we usually get the dumbfounded look from people like, huh? And then I say, how about like Within Temptation? That's an example. And still get the dumbfounded look. I'm like, okay, Evanescence. Ah, yeah.
I am sad to say, well, not sad, I'm slightly chagrined to say that I think in the review of your set, I may have said reminiscent of Evanescence and some other band. And that's strictly because of the way you sing and over the sound, the music you were doing. But I'm aware that, you know, Amy Lee and Evanescence do all sorts of other stuff, but besides, you know, Wake Me Up. So, cool. Last but not least, you made it. Yay. Last question. Are you ready? All right. We're going to circle back to that first earliest musical influence question. This is a question I ask of all my prey. Let's pretend we're talking to little you. And really, this is more of let's pretend we're talking to new musicians. But let's pretend we're talking to little you. What is one thing that you wish someone had told you before getting into the music business and following this twisted road that we call music? And don't say change your strings.
I know what mine would be. I
Bring
should.
it.
I would tell little me, but like, okay, so the moment that you were given an instrument to choose to go and play for like middle school and high school, pick the drums, not the trombone.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Pick the drums, damn it. No, I ended up doing trombone. And yeah, I kicked myself in the ass for that.
But honestly, though, learning trombone, didn't that make you a more well-rounded musician than if you were just a drummer?
Yeah.
And drummers, I'm not saying just a drummer. I'm not saying it's a bad that's a thing. I'm just saying as opposed to doing more than one thing. That's it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't at me. You know, if you want to at me in the comments. Let's get some engagement in the algorithm. All right. Next.
I kind of have two. One would definitely be that it's okay to suck. Like in the beginning, it's okay to allow yourself to be a beginner, and not be so damn hard on yourself. And it's okay. Like I didn't accept it the first that I sucked. You know, I was like, God, like I'm never gonna get good at this. I have to get good. And so at one point, I mean, I hired 3 vocal coaches a week, and I was spending $1,200 a month on lessons.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was eating like chili for days on end. The other that I would say
Respect.
is the other one is that I would have pursued this a lot sooner. I'm 6'5", so everyone naturally was like, play volleyball, sports, do that. I was like, but I want to sing. And they're like, no. You know, like you were born for this. I suck at sports. Like, and so I never pursued it until about 2 years ago. And it's like, I feel home when I do it. And it's funny, this little voice has always told me to be a singer since I was a tiny little kid. And I was like, no, that's not right. Nobody's telling me that that's a good idea. So I guess it would just be to follow. If something's telling you to do something, like it doesn't matter what anybody else has to say, follow that voice and ride it out.
Yeah, I personally, I went to college and started messing around with guitar and writing songs, but I'd always wanted to to do music. I didn't take any lessons or anything, but I really didn't like. By the time I figured out this is a thing that I would have I would love to just do whatever it took, sleep in my car, go on tour in a van and all that stuff. I was already happily like in a relationship and working on my degree and all those things where you're just like, well, crap, and now I channel it into this. I'm not allowed to be in a band. My wife and kid are like, we never see you as it is because I'm always editing. So, or I'm making new content like this. But yeah, and just a quick question: did you try doing sports without the heels?
Yeah, I was really good at volleyball because all I had to do was stand there and just put my hands up.
Right.
So I was really good at it. But my passion lied elsewhere.
Right. Yeah. And it shows. Steven?
Steve.
I think Azra hit the nail right on the nose. Trademark. No. But yeah, just to piggyback on that, if I could talk to my youthful self, I loved it so much. And I still do, obviously, the music, making music, getting together with other artists and just getting the creative juices going and whatnot. And when I was, high school and beyond, I was, just started getting in my head about, well, I gotta get a job and I gotta go to college and I gotta do all this stuff that society asks of me. And if I could go back and I'd say, just go full in on music because this is what you're passionate about. And, sure, go to college, but do it, with music in mind and just learn everything you possibly can. So I feel like there was big portions of my adolescent life and young adult life that I I don't want to say wasted, but you know, I could have spent doing something I was passionate about, but also, you know, meeting goals and getting better as a musician and just, you know, figuring that out and so I can have that happiness, but also productivity and making it work. So
I couldn't say it any better. And that was all great advice. And you new musicians, especially watching, listen to them because it all is you know, I know it's so hard to like do what other people advise you to do. You got to kind of make your own mistakes and stuff. Listen to this because we're all speaking from a place of experience,
Mhm.
horrible, painful experience.
Oof,
Yep.
the worst.
The lessons we remember are the painful and expensive ones, and with music, it can be both easily.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, stick around. We're gonna see the music video for. Well, tell me. Okay, tell me.
Vivid Emotion.
Vivid Emotion. I kept wanting to say hidden for some reason. All right, we're gonna see a music video for Vivid Emotion. Wow, from Signs of Tranquility, and then I'll see you in the outro. Other than that, thank you very much for being on the show. Thank you very much for watching, and I guess temporarily say goodbye.
All right.
thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Boink.
There's always one.
Signs of Tranquility, Vivid Emotion. Lucid dreams away, trance vivid emotion from beyond the grave into the night ascending, visions of light descending. I will find you where the darkness meets the day. Blinded by the daylight, eyes so deceived. Darkness we're perceiving what the eyes fail to see. Into the night ascending, visions of light descending. I will find you where the darkness meets the day. Visions comprehending, with voice of life transcending. I will find you where the darkness meets the day.
I want to thank Signs of Tranquility for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and an awesome music video. If you want to know more about them, check out the links down in the description. And if you get the chance to see them live, you should take it. In the meantime, if you want to see more videos like this, please click up here. If you'd like to subscribe, you know what to do. Click over there and don't forget to ring the bell. And if you want to hear my own music, which is not metal at all, click over there. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6.